You enjoy something so much that you put your time into it, and eventually you get burnt out. And I learned that you have to just push past it, or else you will never enjoy it again. My jaw and my mouth hurt because I couldn't stop smiling.
At your age, you need to just try everything. And I think you're doing a very good job of that as well. And you're
Crack,
figuring out what you like.
cocaine, meth.
All right, let's do this. Off the cuff. I want to intro the next guest. So there's a reason why I've left this one to be one of the last people I interview and show to the world in this series of interviewing people in this game of Echo. This is someone very special because I get some people that watch this show and like watch the kind of content that I build, and they obviously, some people hate it. Some people are like, yeah, this is kind of cool. Some people love it. Oh, sweet, awesome, documenting like this underground movement. I love saying underground movement, but it doesn't quite fit because it is a bit more positive than that. Underground movement kind of connotates like a secret hidden away thing. This isn't secret, it's just that no one's looking. But some people love it, some people really love it, and then some people come and support it. When you're putting yourself out there, you often find that there's a whole range of people that respond, and some people like love what you do, and then they come along and they support you along the way and start making your life easier and enabling you to keep producing at a higher level. And the person I'm about to interview is one of those people that have just made it possible for me, with a full-time job, doing overtime, having a social life, having a significant other, having all of this stuff in my life, and like, I don't know, like an hour a day to put into this, having support from particularly this other people as well, particularly this person, has just made it so much easier to just churn out this kind of content, especially towards the end. Shutdown, like actually recording this intro, I'm actually doing it after the shutdown. But yeah, just where I don't have time, it's such like a godsend to have someone like this guest who's so enthusiastic about Echo, enthusiastic about life in general, and enthusiastic about like a shared message in what I have here. They're aligned in what I'm trying to do here, and it helped out massively. So personally, I absolutely love this person. It's made all of this easier, better, and higher quality of what you're watching now. Like editing all of this, it's nuts. But then also, there's many reasons, but one of the big reasons why I do particularly, I was going to say this series, but kind of like all the kind of content I do is because there's documenting what's going on. There's kind of like the selfish side of like trying to make a name for myself and my own ego and like who I want to be and build my brand. But there's like, you want to leave the seeds of inspiration, and you want other people that resonate with that to have a reason, have the validation for them to spin up and have their own drive, their own hero's journey and all of that, you know, cliche stuff. And this is one of the people that has spun up, one of those people that has resonated with the positive side of what I'm doing, and has grown confidence. We've seen this with, top of my head, I can't figure someone, but there's a few people in the community where I've had that response where they're generally like not super confident, and seeing me lead the way first, or other people like me, like Gobshite and Sendo Target, and other, like people in the community that are positive beacons. Wiggles, great example, Cool Whip. It inspires this younger generation. In my head, I call them the Echo kids. It inspires these Echo kids to come out their shell, find themselves, and yeah, grow as people. This is one of those people that is, it's such a long intro. It's one of those people that have, I've seen blossom and really grow into themselves. And I'm really proud of who they are now and who they're going to be. Incredibly self-driven, like unique sense of humor, all of that good stuff. And like self-loving, loving themselves to grow and be awesome, and then continue it along in, you know, inspire other people. I'm rambling. Let's get into it. Person's awesome. Can't wait to interview them. Well, I mean, I've already interviewed them by the time I'm doing this, but I can't wait to show you them on camera in VR, and they're amazing. This is Yasaifex. Let's get into it. Didn't hear.
Yasaifex.
Hey!
I know you as Yasai, But I
Yeah?
originally, before I like knew you, I saw your name as Yasaifex. It's your
Yeah.
in-game tag.
Yeah.
And I remember asking you about this as well and being like, hey, like, is it like a play on words? Could you do special effects? Is it like F, you know what I mean? Like special effects, SFX.
No.
And you were like,
No, the real thing is it was actually 2 usernames combined. It used to be Fax for
Yeah.
something else. I don't know where I got it. I'm pretty sure.
sorry, my legs are everywhere. Go on.
I'm pretty sure I got it from like there's this like YouTube guy called Zach, and he used to
Yeah.
make these like trolling videos, and that was like obviously that's like every I don't know, maybe you wouldn't get it, but like anyone who like you like anyone my age would have watched those when they were younger, and
calling
that
me
name
old?
just well, did you watch those videos when you were younger?
I
No,
have no idea
okay.
what you're talking about.
Different generation. Well, sort of, not really. Wait, is it? Not really. But then, this is too convoluted. Like this is going too deep. But then also, I just put the word for vegetable in Japanese before that, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is my name, and then that was that, and that's really boring. But like in my head, I like anytime someone asks me about it, like I have this whole story, but I just cut it short, and I don't know. I just decided to. I don't know.
That's the Comet. Retip has the same
Oh, sorry.
one.
I
Yeah,
actually
Comet.
have a. This is like a tick almost now. Like anytime I finish the sentence talking, I just press this. Almost like you know the way people kind of like go like, like when there's like a silent moment or something. Like kind of like the humans want to fill in the gap when they're talking, right? To stop keeping things silent because silent equals awkward, awkward equals unsociable, unsociable is kind of against human nature. That's just kind of me because when I hear the little ding, like it just kind of it's really weird. I've just I don't know, it's really weird. By the time I knew I was doing it.
Okay, cool. Yasai. I mean, I actually didn't prepare for this one. Normally, I'd try to prepare,
Yeah,
but
this was
I
on
feel
a
like I
whim.
know you at this point. I feel like
Yeah.
you've helped me out with loads of editing stuff.
Yeah.
You've helped me out with loads of stuff like that. So, yeah, I feel like, and obviously, I play in the same team as you, in Team Comet.
Yeah. I mean, comment
we
for
go.
life, exactly.
So I know you as a player, and I know you, and you're a very good player, by the way. I remember joining the team, and like your regrabs were just so sharp. You were so quick at going. I was like, all right, cool, yeah, this is gonna be fine.
That's when
Did
my
you-
ping isn't down the drain.
Did you play front stat with Summer? I'm guessing.
No, me and so the team is me, Ori, Meji, and then it was Summer, and then there was River as well. River doesn't play anymore. They quit like a while ago. But Summer, I was always backstack because I played goalie. But our team has like 3 goalies on it.
Right.
Me, Meji, and Ori, I think, or maybe it was Summer. I don't know. Either way, I was always backstack, and it was either Meji or it was Summer with me on backstack. So that's always how it was.
All right, let's go all the way back. How did you get into VR/Echo?
Okay, VR. That's like
Yeah.
year 9 for me in school. So, you heard of the Oculus Go?
I have heard of the Oculus Go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the old shit.
Yeah.
So I was put into a new class in that year, so I knew no one, right? And I just started like, I like this group of friends, like we just started talking, and like turns out we sort of have some interests together. Now they're like my best friends, so like whatever. But we had some interest together, and then they were talking about getting a VR one day, and I was like, bro, this is lame as fuck. Like, oh, can I swear?
Yeah, you can. It's cool.
Okay, cool. I was like, bro, this is lame as fuck. But then I was like, hang on, actually, this is kind of cool. This is actually kind of cool. So then we all bought them, right? We all bought them, and we played like Oculus Go was like one controller, and you can only move it like this. You know, you can only move it like that. You can't move it like in or out. It's only like in a circle.
Yeah.
But we played all the games we could, you know, there's like wands, there's Oculus rooms, there's all this stuff. But then this was like I love VR, like I was really into this. and then we all got quests, and we played like all the normal games, you know, the ones you get. Everyone plays them. Super Hot VR, Beat Saber, the usual. But then Echo came out, and this was like Quest Day release, and I'd never heard of this before. We were just looking through the apps. Me and my friend, we were just in like an Oculus party. I haven't been in one of those in ages. We were in like an Oculus party. We were just talking. Oh, we look at this wiggle one, and it just so happened to be on the day it launched, and we were like, okay, let's play it out. And I remember we came out of our first match, and I said to him, I was like, dude, I gotta get pro at this game. I love it so much. He was like interested, but not that much. But it just clicked, you know, because I've never been into sports or anything, and this was just kind of like, it clicked for me, and I just like immediately, I just, you know, fell in love with it.
What would you say clicked?
I at the time I can't remember, but based off of what I feel about the game now, it's just the mechanics. I mean, that's like, for anyone who plays this game, everyone says, oh, there's nothing like Echo, and the reason is because of the mechanics. Obviously, you know, it's just the locomotion there's nothing like it.
And when you got your quest, you said your two friends that also got into VR at the same time, did they like drop off at that point, or did they get quests as well and keep playing?
They got quests as well. We
Nice.
played. They don't really play as much anymore, and I've been urging them to get on for the last 5 days.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get them on eventually, but they haven't been playing for a while. They've just they're more like pancake guys, you know, they like the pancake games. Each to their own.
Yeah. Okay. So you started playing Echo, and then were you just playing as a trio, like going into pubs, or like what was your journey there?
Yeah,
playing?
I mean, the whole level 50 thing. I mean, you know better than anyone. Road to level 50, you know. Such a bad joke. But yeah, no, level 50. That back when you had like the cool banners. Like I saw the people. It was level 50 was like level 40 was a wolf, I think. Level 50 was something else. I can't quite remember what it was, but I really wanted it. And I saw all these people like in the lobby, just names that like are forgotten now. Forgotten names, people that I like, because names stick with me. Like I could list a bunch of them now because I just remember people, like just names, but like I didn't know them. I didn't know anything about them. I just saw their names, and I'd say them now, but it would mean nothing because it's just like they're probably lost now. They don't play.
Well, try it. Say if you can remember a few of them. Let's see if we just happen to know them now.
So there's like out of a comic book, there is Ross Dash. I think it was Dash. I think he had a Dash. Those are like the two people that I think I actually interacted with. The other ones, I'm either making up their names in my head, like not realizing it, or I actually saw them, but they were just really like I'd never talked to them. Because I don't know, I always have fake memories. Like do you ever get that? Do you have memories that aren't real?
I don't know. I don't remember. But when so thinking back to then, like what was your experience of Echo, and was it very different to now?
Dude, I mean, again, I can't really remember. I'm based off of just because I can't remember my feelings towards it, but I remember what I was saying, what I was doing. So I mean, based off of that, I mean, I just there was just something about it. This was like the game I wanted to progress in because I'm not really like a person who like plays games. Like I play Minecraft like a lot. That was like me. Like I couldn't get off the game because like I was more into sandboxes. But then I had friends who were like really into competitive shooters. You know, what were the ones like Call of Duty, all those ones. But my parents never allowed me to play those games back then, so I never got into them, and I never really got that stuff. And I'm partially glad for it because I now really dislike those games because they just seem so like my friends play them and they just seem really addicting, and I'm just kind of like not for me.
Are you talking about shooters, or are you talking about...
just shooters in general. Like I'm terrible at shooters. Combat's the only one I'm okay at. But yeah, I mean, I've gone off on a tangent. What did you ask me?
I was asking about your early experience with Echo. Like, what was it like? And like, I was just keeping it there because it's different, and you forget what it was like a couple of years ago to go into this game and experience it without all of the competitive side and the community how we know it now.
Yeah, and yeah, that was it. Competitive. I wanted, like, this was the first game I thought I can get good at this, because this was new to Quest. So this is like a newly released game for all I eventually found out it was on PC, but this was like, I thought, okay, most people are just coming in now. This is my chance to really get a hold of things, get the foot grip in while I have the chance, and get to the top, because everyone is starting off at the same level, and I can do this. And I was thinking that was like my thing. I was like, I can just go pro at this game. I can do whatever. And I didn't really know. I saw the VRML poster, in the lobby, and I was like, I didn't really think too much of it. I was just pobbing to level 50, and then eventually I kind of got back on that route, and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna progress in this game. I'm gonna go pro. And that was like my original thing. Like, I wanted to get good at this game before anyone else had the chance, so I'd be on top. Because this was like the first thing like I'd ever really been a part of. So, yeah.
Did you feel like Echo was something worth investing in? Did it feel like something that would catch on in terms of not just
100%.
Echo, but like, VR sports, VR games?
I mean,
Is that the impression you got?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, back then, like, VR to me was not what it was like now. Like, I still had the fresh VR headset smell. Do you remember that smell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite smells in the world.
Me too.
I've had to buy 16 quests just to smell it.
And then send them back. Just to
No,
smell it.
no one's buying them. No one's buying them. I just keep them right over here. 1 minute, there's a big pile over here in my room. In fact, it goes all the way up there. Can't even finish the top. Massive. Anyway, off track again. I just like. Oh my gosh, I've forgotten the question.
But on that point, though, that is something that no one's ever brought up, and you've just like reminded me how much I like enjoyed that when I first got so I got an Oculus Rift. Was the first like 6 degrees of freedom. So you spoke about the Go being just a circle. When I played the Rift, that was the first time like putting a headset on, like panning left and right and all of that, and like it's such a step up.
Yeah.
But the smell of that Rift when you first put it on,
Dude, exactly. Man, I've only had that 3 times in all reality, because I've had the Go Quest, and then I've had the Quest 2, and those are the 3 times that I've had that smell, and it only lasts for like a week, maybe 2, then it's gone. Someone needs to make a candle out of that. I'd buy that.
Yeah.
I don't use candles, but I'd buy that.
I feel like I haven't had it. Maybe I just haven't used like a fresh, like new headset in a while. Because
Yeah, dude, I've forgotten the smell. Your brain remembers 10,000 smells, and I don't remember this one.
Yeah, but if we got like a brand new headset, we'd smell it again. We'd be
You know what? Do you want to go halfers on one? I'll meet you in England. We'll just... that smells good, and I'll take a flight back home.
That's so weird. All right, cool. Echo. So, competitive play. You saw a poster in the lobby. Then what? How did you... what did you do next?
I haven't visited that part of my brain in a while, but I'm now... It's coming back to me now, so... Yeah, okay, so... VRML poster, obviously, tells you the site and everything. I'm interested. I go on to it. Oh, guys, these guys are really good. I'm never going to be like that. I go off it. I play pubs. You know how it is. And then November, December 2020, I think. Season 3 was 2021, right?
Season 3 was 2021. Or
was that 2020? I think it was actually 2019. I think it was 2019. Yes, 2019.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
No, it was 2020. 2020, November 2020, I was in my room and I was sitting, I was playing VR and I was like, dude, these people have VRML tags.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing mine right now, am I? No, I'm not.
No, you've got Comet with a squid.
Squid, yes, that's so cool. I love the squid one. yeah, so I was sitting there, I was like, dude, guys, everyone who has these is good. We gotta get these. This was with my other two friends, and by that time, one of my other friends got a headset. So the four of us, I said, guys, all you need to do to get this thing is you just need to start a VRML team. Guys, let's do it. Let's do it, guys. And I begged them. They eventually all got onto a team, and I was like, all right, VRML tag, here I come. Checked my thing, it wasn't there. I was like, huh? Obviously, I didn't know you got to play a full season and you got to play like 10 games in that season. Idiot me. That team is still around, and for some reason, it's on gold. That team is on gold, and they haven't played a single match. I don't know how. Whatever. VRML, a bit weird with that. But yeah, I was like, okay, right. So maybe I actually do want to join a team, just because like I see people like talking, and I was like, oh my gosh, guys, these guys are having real fun in this game, not just playing pubs. Because by that time, my friends were like sort of not really playing as much anymore, and I was like, okay, I gotta play pubs with them, and gotta play those. I'm gonna go off on tangent real quick because there was something really funny I used to do. Anytime one of my friends would join, like 5 of my friends have headsets. Some of them have only played in their headsets like twice. Shocking, I know. It's terrible. I don't know how. I don't know how they've done that. But I used to go to them like, guys, watch this. I was always bringing them onto Echo, and I would say, guys, I bet you 20 quid that you can't do what I do. Like Simon says, so I go like, and then they go, and then I go like this, and then they go like this, and then I go, and they'd be like, oh, and they'd be trying to flip upside down, and they couldn't do it, and I would be like, ha, you owe me 20 quid, big man, and then that would be it, and I would have my 20 quid. I wouldn't actually, none of them ever paid me, because they're scumbags, but maybe I was the scumbag. Oh. Let's not forget about it. Anyway, what was I saying before? I did say we're going off a tangent. I did go off on one.
Competitive VRML, starting a team, realizing you have to play 10 games to get the tag.
Exactly, dude. Thanks. You know, I might need you on my. Could I like pay you to just stand around, like remember what I'm saying, so I can like stop, because that happens so frequently. I could like pay you to like walk beside me. If I forget anything, you can just get out your little clipboard and just tell me what I've. How much would I have to pay you for that?
You'd have to pay me in like a year's worth of video editing.
Some guy tried to pay me for 30 videos in 1 year's worth of Discord Nitro. Said no to that, obviously. That's £30 for £1 a video. No way. I'm not a sucker for that. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm like the worst interviewee.
What
going off on
were you
tangents.
saying? VRML, you said something else.
Yeah,
Oh, you were literally talking about
it was
forgetting
November.
where we were.
It was November, and I went on to the VRML Discord and all, and I looked around, and I just posted because I saw the format people were posting. They post like their username, their level. Of course, I was level 50 at the time because I was so good. Level 50, level 50, and then they. Like, their average throwing speed, for some reason, their games, where they could shoot from, and a bit about them, and I would post that, and I lied about, like, I exaggerated my shit. Like I said, yeah, I can hit 30 meters away, easy, and I still can't do that. Like, but yeah, I exaggerated all that stuff, and then some guy messaged me and said, yeah, I'm starting a team. Do you want to join it? And I'm like, yeah. When's the tryouts? And he's like, he goes, and you might know this person, by the way. You might know this person.
I think I do.
Yeah, and he goes, yeah, we're starting a team. And then I got a message from another RetepWorm, and that is when it got crazy. You don't know the other, right? You don't know him because he doesn't play. But no, this guy, there was both 2 tryouts at the same time. There was Retep messaged me with a tryout, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'll do this. And then this other guy messaged me with a tryout, and I was looking on their team, and it kind of looked like a shambles. Like, this team was like a shambles. They were doing like really, they were just like a bunch of kids doing unorganized shit. So I skipped their thing, and I went and I played with the Retep. First thing I did, I loaded into a lobby, and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he was so nice and kind. Not like his hateful, terrible self today. Like you know him yourself. Like he's hateful, right?
Oh, he's just dark cloud every time.
Yeah, he's terrible. So I always just do this. I'd pull out my tablet. You can't see it right now, but I'd pull out my tablet. I'd click on people's names. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do this, and they'd check their stats, right? In pubs, people used to do this all the time.
Yeah.
He had a win rate of 70%, which was like
Oh yeah, insane.
unheard of for me. And I'm pretty sure he still does because he played pubs and then he switched accounts and then played he essentially smurfed unintentionally. He unintentionally smurfed and got a 70% win rate and now doesn't really play pubs anymore. But yeah, so I was like, wow, this guy's good. I gotta get on this team. So then I did my tryout with him and it was like, are you checking my stats now?
I'm trying to check my stats, but it's bugged. So now I just look at your stats. But yeah, go on, carry on. I'll keep judging you.
I'll check your stats for you. I'll check your stats.
Okay.
Oh,
I've broken it now.
20% win rate, guys. I'm not lying right now. You have no way to tell if I'm lying or not, but 20% win rate, that is not good, Mitch. Hang on. What does that say? MVP awards 0? Mitch.
Hey, I've got 1 and you've literally seen it.
But yeah, anyway, he was so nice, honestly. He was so nice. And like he messaged me and he was like, okay, your tryout went pretty well. And then not really radio silence, but like it was kind of silent for like a while. Like I was talking to him in DMs and I kind of had the impression I was on the team, but there was no real like official like you're on the team yet. And I was like, okay, maybe this isn't happening. All right. And then I went on to it was New Year's and like I was up because I don't go out for New Year's or anything really. I don't go to New Year's. I just kind of sit in the house. It's not really a big thing for me, but I like to stay up to 12 anyway, just for the sentiment of it. And I slept to 12, and then I got a message. In fact, Jack, can I read them out right now?
Sure, yeah.
No, I don't. No, should I?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so I got it.
Yeah.
So, so he says, bro, happy fucking New Year. I said, are you drunk? Yeah, he spelled year, R-A-Y-A-R-E. And he says, Noi, stop asking questions. Listen. And I said, sure. He says, it's 2021. I believe in Oyo. We love you very much. I'm gonna do it right now. And I said, do what? He's like, we were gonna tell you tomorrow, but we won't now. I'm too drunk now. I said, oh, Tyson. And he says, happy fucking New Year, my guy. Welcome to Team Comet. We're a family. It was so sweet. It was so sweet, so it was, honestly. And then he invited me to the server, and it was so nice. But yeah, that was kind of a bit of a convoluted story.
Well, tell me, what was it like then? So it's New Year 2021, and you're now on Team Comet. How was that first, feeling out, playing with a team, like the whole team dynamics things, and then also hanging out with the crew? So Summer, Ori, Retep, and you said, was it River?
No, River wasn't in at that point. It was Retep,
and Meji.
Me, Meji, Ori, Summer, yeah.
Yeah.
So this was like new to me, doing joists and playing a set position and all that. That was so new to me, and like. Sitting on double diamond, like I would just sit on double diamond because that was like I would have two positions, go on double diamond. I wouldn't really move from them because I was kind of a bit worried about going out and going a bit too far. And obviously, I mean, now I always go too far and I've kind of gone backwards in progress.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, where was I? Yeah, I mean, I just kind of stuck to this position. I didn't really move off too much. I didn't really do anything that much. It was I was kind of stressed. I was kind of stressed, like this whole new style play. But everyone was so nice, and I was just kind of like, it was so nice.
What was it? I mean, you just kind of answered it. I was gonna say, like, was it stressy, like trying to fit in with a team? Because I remember that. I remember playing on a team and then trying to like feeling everyone's a step above you.
What was your first like? Is that your first ever team you played on, or
My
like
first
that?
team was a bunch of people who were also very new, so we were like figuring it out as we were. I had another team briefly after that, where we were. I had a captain who was not as good as they thought they were, and quite like authoritative and like, I just hit myself, but very like
Name drop.
do this, do this, do that. Oh, whoops.
Can you
I
name
can
drop?
say that it wasn't Philly.
It
but
was
Philly.
Philly. You heard it
Philly?
here first. Philly Ducats is his skull.
Full name. Philly Ducats was on that team as well. And
right,
me
okay.
and Philly Ducats made the awkward decision to leave together and join a different team.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, maybe it was a little bit different. You joined a nice team and stayed on that team for what, 6 seasons?
Yeah. I mean, there's the whole thing. Like, I think most people talk about, like, think about these things, but don't really talk about them. Just kind of like every now and then, when you get kind of nostalgic or something, you think of the events that led you to this position. And I always think back to, if I had gone to that other team instead, maybe
So
Retep
who
would
was
have
the other team?
messaged. Oh, it was not. They didn't even play one game. They disbanded before they played a game.
Oh,
It was one of those teams, kids just doing whatever. I mean,
wanna
I
name
literally
drop?
designed their
You wanna
logo for
do
them. It was called
you don't have to.
Supernova. Dude, it doesn't
That
even
rings a bell.
exist. No, it's there's probably been like 100 teams named Supernova. This was like
okay.
one that didn't even play. So I mean here. So yeah. So I mean, I just think like if I'd gone down this route all the way down, I would have probably never really gotten into Echo like I was. I'd probably maybe not even be playing Echo anymore. I'd just be out somewhere else. I don't know. It's weird to think about. Outside, like a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
How was it putting so much time into Echo when you're like, what, year 9, year 10? You were saying?
Year 10. It would be.
How was that when your friends stopped playing VR?
Oh yeah, I mean, I had no real pressures. I mean, year 10 is like. I think the only time I really had pressure was like last year and the year before, and I was just kind of like, and I still put a lot of time into content creation, all that stuff, whatever. I still put most of my time because that's my passion, and that's just how it is. I'm passionate about Echo. I love it. Like your average English. Well, that's me for Echo.
I was gonna say, in your mind, is content creation the same as the CGI work you do, the special effects and stuff like that? Do you put it all under the same umbrella in your mind, or would you consider it something different?
I would before, but I have to differentiate now because of just how like different they are. Like my editing is completely different to what I want to do, which is just full 3D 100%. My product design, all that stuff. I think you've seen some of the stuff, right?
Yeah, you've shown me like you make you still do it now. You make trailers for random products and then like, absolutely glamorize them, put a music soundtrack, and they're really good. Like the quality bar is very high. So I'm assuming you're studying that kind of stuff.
I'm not studying it. My school doesn't do any of that. So I'm self-taught on that end.
How'd you get into that kind of stuff then? So special effects, 3D work, animations.
This is gonna link back to Echo. This is all the way back. So I'm gonna all the way back. So I mean, I've always had kind of like a passion for like film and stuff. One of my old friends, we used to make little movies. We used to do stuff. Dude, I haven't remembered that. We used to just sit down You know, Filmora, I have used Filmora before
Oh, no way.
because we used to edit in that. And so that was like the old stuff. We used to edit in Filmora, we used to do all that stuff. And then I stopped for a while. Years later, it's lockdown. I'm making a couple Minecraft videos with my friends because I just enjoy content creation. And I stopped for ages. And then then comes February. Right after I joined Team Comet, I got like a PC for the first time. So I'd never had like a PC before. I'd always used my friend's one. And I started just making video. Like I'd make montages for Team Comet. I remember I shared my first one. They were like, "Oh, and Retep joined a call with me in summer, and we were in a call on Retep because obviously he's a film guy. Like that's his thing, you know. He studies that, and he was like critiquing it. Well, not like harshly, like he would constructive criticism. I mean, actually, no, he was. He's a dick. Retep is a dick. No, he was so nice about it, and he was like complimenting it, and it felt so great, and it made me feel just really good. I wanted to just do more of that. So my first ever montage, I think, was called Number One, and it was like, you know, that's still I love that one. That song, nostalgic. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to keep doing these. So anytime we'd have like a scrim or a match, within like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, I'd have a montage done out already. Like I remember Summer telling me like why were you putting out these montages? Like it's just because like I just like record these with Spectator, and I'd get into the flow. I'd get a song ready, and I would just crack my knuckles. I can't crack my knuckles, but I would pretend to crack my knuckles. And then I would get down to business, and I would just do all my shit. But then I started realizing that like I would do these montages, but then my skills grew. But then the more my skills grew, those skills that I learned were more time consuming. And that's kind of how my progression has been, is that my skills resulted in more time consumption, which means that higher effort videos, but they take longer. And eventually, like, I was learning to do, like, CGI and stuff, and I was learning that kind of stuff, because I've always been into that, you know, but I've only really put it into practice in the past few years. So there was a couple editors, like Echo editors. There was Richie, of course. You know Richie?
Yep.
Dude, he is the OG. If anyone doesn't know Richie, you're missing out. You gotta Richie, R-I-C, oh my gosh, H-J-I-E, Richie. Oh, sorry, that way, Richie. He's the OG, right? Like his montages are like Echo famous, you know. And he really inspired me. I remember I learned some of my tricks, and I messaged him and stuff before I released my first montage, and I asked for tips, and he gave me tips because he was like he's so cool. He's such a cool dude. But he doesn't really play anymore. In fact, he doesn't play anymore.
I'm glad you brought up Richie. He does need a shout out because he hasn't really been around for a while.
He really, dude. Richie, I have like no, like Richie's just so like he's OG in my head. Like there's like people like Palador and stuff, but like he's my kind of OG, because he would have like I think he started like I think he was CV1, but like he like for me he's OG, you know.
I think I feel like he started Quest 2. He was a Questie, but then he got a CV1 when he got.
Oh, that might have been it. But yeah, he was. Yeah, I love Richie. But anyway,
before we move on from Richie though, because he made. Can you remember what the video was called where he got like Dimwee speaking in it? He got like loads of people. He got Sendo Target.
I was in it.
You in it as well.
I was in it, yeah. That was called video? Like. So I remember the thumbnail. It said like beyond the something, but it was like oh my gosh, I can't remember it.
Yeah, that video that's one of the best Echo content like ever, like internationally.
That was so emotional. I loved it so much. He put it together so well. Oh man, that was so good.
Yeah, I really liked his.
He had like everyone in that.
But it was his commitment to like he pushed the quality bar for Echo content.
He did.
Would like
he
render.
100% did.
Remember him making those videos like RTX, whatever the new graphics card was. That was you.
That was me. That was me.
Oh, ignore him. He sucks. No, you.
No, but that was like a bit of a thing. That was the reshade. That was
Yeah.
when reshade first. And I don't think many people remember JG. Do you know who JG is?
I do remember JG. I don't. Yeah. Go on, Karen.
JG. So it was me, him, Richie, Rush Dash, who doesn't play anymore.
I remember
In fact,
Rush.
all of those guys don't play anymore. Oh my
I know.
gosh.
You know what I think it was though? I think it was burnout.
Oh, 100%.
Burnout from playing and burnout from
Dude,
trying to pump content out.
100%. I think JG left for a different reason.
JG, like, but part of JG leaving, he left because he was burnt out and then came back, and then I think he just went again. Richie
Yeah,
just got burnt
I'm not
out
gonna get
'cause
into
he
the
got
I'm not
masked
gonna
out.
get into that stuff. But it was, in fact, all the people I used to edit with are gone now. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
they're gone.
So it was Richie, me, Rush Dash,
Yeah,
um,
Rush got burnt out as well.
JG, and then someone who's vital to the story, Alacarno, who
Ooh,
not many
I don't
people.
know. I don't know that one. I know the name from that collaboration you did.
He's an Echo player,
Yeah,
but he's not like a big content. Like he's not like big. He's just like your average Echo player. But to
Yeah.
me, he's different because he got me into Blender and stuff. So we made this montage, and it was called On Top, and
Yeah.
it was like a big collab, and it was sick as fuck.
I remember
And
this.
yeah, and I remember late night, like I was just in a call with Elcarno, and like, he was doing Blender shit, and I was like, dude, why the fuck do you do this? Like, this is mad. Like, I'm intrigued because this could lead me down a visual effects path, which is kind of the way I wanted to go in. And he was like, yeah, I'll show you some stuff. And he showed me some lighting setups, some like basic stuff. And I was like, I was really intrigued. Like, I was really hooked, you know? But I kind of got, like, I tried to do some stuff on Blender, something like that, 3D animation, it's hard to get into. And I put it on the back burner, and I just kind of left it for a while. And then by the end of 2021, I think I picked it back up again. Wait, hang on, was it? 2021, yes. Picked it back up again, and I was like, hang on, this is a useful tool. I can use this to make some cool things. So I started like messing around with it. I made a little like cool Tetris scene or something. Did it in cycles. I didn't know anything. I was just doing the trial and error, see what works kind of way of learning. I did like the donut tutorial. Anyone who does Blender will know what that is. That's famous. And then I just kind of went down that path. What?
I just laughed at the insider joke about Blender and the donut thing.
Dude, no, the donuts are like the thing is, there's too many like weird like niche things that I know that I'll never be able to share with anyone because no one will understand it.
Well,
like,
you can share it, and then it'll be like the
Yeah.
2 people that watch this that know, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah."
I went to the cinema last year. I mean, that's not like I go to the cinema frequently enough, but I went last year, and it's called Omniplex, right? That's the cinemas we have here, and they have a little intro before every movie, and it's this little spaceship flying around, and it goes into this tunnel. It's like in a futuristic city. It's like, then it goes into this tunnel, and an Omniplex, big title, and then the movie starts. But oh wow, this cracked me up in the cinema, and I couldn't share it with anyone. But now I get all my friends to point it out, and we all get hyped over it anytime the intro comes on, because there's this monkey in Blender called Suzanne, and you can spawn in objects to like base things off. You can get cube, cylinder, lines, circle, all that stuff. But then there's also just a monkey called Suzanne, and it just spawns in a little monkey head, and that was in the intro to that cinema thing, and that I was like, oh, that's the thing, and it like freaked me out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really funny, and I couldn't share it with anyone because no one would get it. And then I explained it to all my friends, and we all point it out, and we get hyped over it. I've just gone on a tangent again, but yeah.
Well, by the time this goes out, my Denver vlog will be out as well, and you put Suzanne into that as well, right? Or no?
Fuck. Oh, I can't swear. The Italy. It'll go in the Italy one. I completely forgot. It's going
no.
in Italy one.
I swear you put it in as part of
Dude,
the building.
I did, but I hit it for the render because I forgot to put it in the right place.
Yes,
Dude, I'm an idiot.
yes,
Italy, I'll do it for the Italy one. It's going in the Italy one. Mark my words. Okay, maybe
I'm really
don't, 'cause
interested about the content creation crew because I remember
Yeah.
seeing this from afar. Well, not even from afar. Like, I got invited to some. I wasn't in there for long, but there was a Discord.
There's a
group
Discord. That Discord still exists.
that still exists. Do they use it, or
Well,
they all just?
no. So because everyone quit basically. So there is the so the whole thing about burnout. I got burnout before, but I pushed past it. I got burnout
Yeah.
before summer because
You're
you know
tough
I
as
was saying I was
nails.
pumping out these videos
Yeah.
constantly. Constantly. I was pumping out these videos and it was like, okay, dude, I'm sick. But then eventually I just pushed myself and I really pushed myself. And then I put out Pressure, which was one of my montages. I put out that one after like a while. Yeah, so I put out that one and that was like, that kind of, when you're in a burnout phase, you can't quit. Because you're in burnout because you enjoy something so much, right? Well, usually you tend to be. You enjoy something so much that you put your time into it and eventually you get burnt out. And I learned that you have to just push past it or else you will never enjoy it again. And it like, I learned that the hard way, but I pushed past it. And eventually I started to get back in the swing of things. Things started to speed up and I was on my second win. So that's the kind of thing. So anyway, all these people got burnt out.
Yeah.
So it was like, dang, that's rough, you know. But we had the little group, you know, Discord group chats.
Yeah.
So there was like all of us in that group chat, all 5 of us, crazy. And then we decided we were going to make a Discord server instead because Discord servers are just more convenient, you know, than a little group chat. And we made that. And there was another Discord before that, and it had like Zenith and stuff in it, and like Jaywalker, I think. That one was dead. Like that one was so dead. This one was
Was
for
it dead
people who were.
because well, like
It was dead.
used to be alive? Was it just an older one? Because
Yeah,
Jaywalker
it was
made
just
content.
it was an older one. It was an older one. It was just dead, you know.
Yeah.
The only reason people were still using it was to post in the self-promo channel, which is a lot of servers these days. Just the self-promo channel is got stuff in it and nothing else. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
the first thing I look for if I join a new Discord.
same, yeah,
So,
exactly.
where can I post my stuff?
Where can I spread my spores? That's a weird way to put it. Where can I spread my influence? Where can I corrupt the minds of? That's also a weird way to put it. No, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm a villain. Anyway, what is it? Yeah, so I put in a lot of time. I'm just rambling now. Sorry. Discord server. This had like a bunch of, and then eventually we started to add more people to it. And there was like, it wasn't just for anyone to join, it was exclusive, you know? You had to be invited to this member. You had to prove that you were in it for the long term, which none of these people were. So, I'm kidding, obviously. But I mean, this was like the top, this was like the server, you know? And we just like we talked about stuff, we put stuff together, we like just talked about our videos and we gave each other advice, we sent stuff in there. And I mean, I was kind of back then I was kind of like worried that other people were better at editing than me. Like I would always aspire to be like as good as Richie. And like I never told anyone about this, but I was kind of like putting unneeded pressure on myself. But I feel like it was good because I was always trying to improve my stuff, but maybe it was just for the wrong reasons. It was kind of for more, like, not selfish reasons, but just kind of more like, oh, I want to be better than this person, I want to be better, you know?
But that's natural. You're playing a competitive game.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but because back then I was kind of focused on the actual YouTube side of things and not the creative side of things, which of course I am now. I mean, I realized that a while ago that when I think it was like a year ago, I just started realizing like, okay, maybe YouTube is not, I don't want to pursue YouTube, but I want to have fun with it. I want to post my accomplishments almost. I want to make things that people will look at and people will be inspired by because I don't want to, yeah, go ahead.
I regret interrupting you there, but I want to clarify what you mean by YouTube. So I thought you were going to say YouTube and playing, but you said YouTube and like creative.
Yes.
So what does
Yeah.
YouTube mean and what does creative mean in
So
that analogy?
YouTube for me is a place to post my creative. Well, right now, back then it wasn't. Right now, it's a place for me to post my creative stuff because I've got a couple of videos on there that aren't even Echo. They're just like little renders of stuff I've made.
Yeah.
And it's just a place for me to post my Echo stuff.
Oh, by the way, are all your renders the ones that you share on that streamable thing? Are they
Yeah.
all like public? Do you put those out as a
No,
portfolio?
I don't. Well, I put them on my Instagram, but I'm building my portfolio right now so that I can get jobs and I can, start earning like livable income, which is kind of like the goal for anyone, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to. Oh my gosh, I've just forgotten. I've gone. Yeah, so YouTube and creative, they're kind of different things. For me, the creative is just I don't need to stick by a schedule. I don't need to do what's good for the algorithm because I used to put little consider subscribing in my YouTube videos, like in the kind of like the lower parts of the video where retention would be lower, and I'd psychoanalyze everything. I'd be like, okay, so if retention's low here, this will distract people for a second, text on the screen, blah blah blah, all these steps. But of course, that was stupid because I just needed to focus on what was important, and that was the creative stuff.
Why was the creative stuff more important than the YouTube analytics?
Because
retention, blah blah blah.
Because YouTube is not, for me, YouTube is not like feasible. I could not do YouTube. It's not YouTube as a career is not feasible for me. I couldn't do it as a career because what I see is YouTube is what YouTube is now is it's not fun. It doesn't look fun to me. It just looks like you're feeding the algorithm, and that's not what I want to do. Honestly, like I don't. That's not my kind of thing. I want to be creative with my stuff, so that's when I started like just posting more fun, creative stuff that I enjoy, and I still would put out my montages because I'd make them for YouTube. Like they would like a 1,000 subscriber milestone. I made it for YouTube, but I made it for myself as well.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of that one. That's I'm most proud of that one, I think. But I'm gonna circle back a little bit because you asked about the group of people, and you asked about Alcarno, and I never got onto him. I'm gonna get onto him now. Well, I did a little bit. I touched on a little bit, but I'm gonna grab him. So anyway, that's really weird. So Alcarno, he was a Blender guy, and I think he's more games dev kind of guy now, and music. Dude, he's branched off, and he taught me like a ton of stuff, and just the basics, just to get me hooked, And I'm so grateful for him for that because he was so willing to just teach a few of us. And I think he tried to teach Rush, he tried to teach JG, but none of them ever really caught on. Well, they caught on, but they kind of got to the stage where I got, but instead of like picking it up later on, they just kind of left it. Oh.
Oh, I'm back. Nice. I thought
Hey, Mitch.
Hey. I'm in.
Okay, cool. Where was I?
You were talking about what's their name? Begins with V?
Alcarno.
Elcarno, game dev.
Elcarno. Yeah, so he's a game dev musician, cool guy. I'm grateful for him because he taught me a ton of stuff, and he really just kind of put like a spark. Like, it showed me what I could do, and I essentially I put a lot of time into Blender after that, into learning the stuff. So I was making things like cool little, like I was kind of into like just cool environments. I've always been into that, just environments that make you feel something. Because I'm always about that. It's very weird little niche thing, but I just love going places that make you feel something, and not because of a sentimental value, and not because of the people you're with, but because of just the environment. So I was making things like that, and I was just kind of learning to put things together. and getting my way up. And I went down a different couple of routes. I was thinking, okay, maybe I can go into animation because it's such a wide range of things. And I was just testing out the waters and dipping my toes and everything. And then eventually I found something that was kind of strong. And that's what I'm doing now, which is the product design stuff.
So what is it about that? So I mean, I've got a fantastic editor that can get some like B-roll showing some of these things if they want to.
Yeah,
But
if they want to.
what is it? What is special about the presenting those products, making them all flashy and nice, and music and pumping and magic and marketing?
For me, it's like I'm not one to like. I don't really like because realistically, I'm doing this to market stuff, and I'm not a fan of like the whole like overconsumption marketing. I hate that, but it's what I enjoy doing. So I'm gonna. It's just there's something about it. It's just like it's what I'm good at. I just like I feel like I have like just kind of like a knack for it. Like I have like just the eyes to see when something feels right and when something clicks. I think most humans do, but you just have to learn how to actually like if you're watching a movie or something, you can spot when something's wrong, but thinking of how you can actually fix it is kind of like a different thing. So if I usually just throw stuff together and then I start kind of planning out shots, and then I think, maybe that doesn't look right, maybe this doesn't look right, and I just sort of like whittle things down to when I feel they're perfect, and I just kind of, it's just something I feel like I have a knack for, and I just, I don't know, there's something about it, I just love doing it. It just, you do programming, right? You do coding.
Not coding, no, but I've done. I
But you have done coding in the past, right? No?
a little, yeah.
Do you know what programmer's high is?
Are you talking about like getting in the zone or something along those
No.
lines?
It's when you're working on something for ages, you're coding something, and you can't get it to work, and then eventually you get it to work, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm the king of the. You're just on top, you know. You feel on top, and then you're like, and you got to get back to programming because it's your day job.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of like the same for me. That's what I feel. So I
Right.
don't know. There's something about it. I mean, obviously, I would love to explore other routes. I would love to do character animation. I would love to do all this other stuff. But for now, if I wanted to start a business for myself, which is kind of what I want to do for to start off, this is what I want to do. I want to do this because I feel like I'm good at it and there's money in it. So why not?
And as of recent, are you still doing Echo content, or have you taken a break from that and exploring these other things?
I'm on, like, the thing is about echo content is I think I have milked the cow dry.
Right.
I feel like I've done all that I can. I have other ideas, and I've tried to create them before. I tried to code an entire thing to convert Spark data into Blender data, you know, like the Echo Replay mod.
No way.
I tried to code that, and I got so far, and then I just kind of hit a wall, and I was like, oh, and I just kind of like, I don't know, it was just so heartbreaking because I had this idea. I was going to change the arena. I had all these like ideas lined up, and I had the storyboard all laid out, and all I needed to do was crack this puzzle and get this code working, and I had the chat going to essentially record clips of me doing cool shit, have them as the Spark data, and then I was gonna be like, so if I would score a goal, then the arena would bloom blossoming flowers all over the arena, and then it would like smoothly transition. The camera would move around because it's like, you know, Rocket League replay.
Yeah.
It would be like that. I would have that, but only I would be in Blender, and I could change the arena. I could make the arena explode. I was gonna make the arena fill with water, and then all the players were gonna be like swashed up to the ceiling and like hit the backs on the ceiling, and then the disc would like fly into the goal in the last second. I had all of these things, but then I just couldn't do it because I wasn't capable enough in. Actually, I just kind of gave up
Wasn't
on it, which I'm not
capable. You cut out for a second there. Wasn't capable enough in
enough in coding.
coding, right?
And I like, because I've only learned coding from school, and I've learned extra stuff online, just like stuff, but I wasn't capable enough to create something like this.
Have you
and
ever
I
worked with anyone in the Echo community that does coding or anything similar like this?
I did. There's a secret channel on Echo.
Nice.
There's a secret channel on the Echo Games server, I think, called
Right.
API Arena, and you gotta
Oh.
be special to get in there.
Oh, right.
Not really, but there's just a bunch of people in there. There's like Franz, Time Master,
Oh.
bunch of them, Zenith. And I did ask them for about it, and I think Franz and Time helped me out with some stuff.
Yeah,
And
that
I think some
sounds
people
right
gave
up
me
the
some
street
stuff.
for Time Master.
But I just, I wasn't gonna ask them basically to do it for me, because this was a self project, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, it's not right to do something like that. But I just couldn't get it to work, and I was just like, well, that's that. I'm sort of laying off this for a bit, because I am doing more damage to myself by trying to force myself to work this out, and I just couldn't do it. So, yeah. Where was I going with this? I can't even remember.
There was like two things I was going to pick up on, but I've got something else new, fresh in my mind. So the reason I'm okay. So you've mentioned Blender work that you were doing. I've seen your product design, like presentation demos that you've done. They're very good. Obviously, I've seen your Echo content. I didn't know you were so much into the coding as well. I didn't know you were teaching it. I'm assuming Code Academy. Self-taught? No.
No, I just like Stack Overflow. If I have a problem, I Stack Overflow it. If ChatGPT was around then actually no, it was. ChatGPT was around then. Did I use it? I think I used it for a couple things, but if I don't want to, like, I think we've had this talk. We had this talk before in Southampton about AI. We had a talk in
many conversations. Oh, wow, you're right. At the Airbnb.
Yeah. That went in depth. That was
awesome.
Yeah, anyway, to sum it up, AI bad. Anyway, so yeah, so there's so much nuance to it. But to sum it up,
I was going to ask, so like coding stuff, so is that something that interests you? Well, I think the answer is yes. If there's something that you're inspired about, you'll just find the means to do it. That's the impression I get.
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, if I wanted to go into a workforce for the money, I would do coding. But I wouldn't go as far to say I hate it, but I can't sit at a computer and just work like that for so long. It doesn't inspire me. It doesn't bring out anything creative in me. It just makes me feel just empty, just sitting coding. So I use coding for Blender, because like there's some Blender stuff that you gotta code for, you gotta there's like a whole coding panel that you do, and I make macros for myself. I know how to code, so I make my life easier, with that kind of thing. And if I ever want to do something, I know that I have like the basic skills enough to do it. But it's not something that really like interests me, like Blender or anything of that sort.
No, I got it. If you need something done, you know how to figure it out and teach yourself. It's an invaluable skill set to have. There's so many people that are 3D artists or whatever, like any kind of craft, where they're using computer software. And they, like, when it comes to writing macros, as you say, they are completely clueless. And I'm one of those people. I can't do stuff like that myself. I rely on other people. If you have that insight yourself, that is incredibly valuable for whatever.
ChatGPT will write a macro for you now. You can just get ChatGPT to write a quick macro for you.
But
it doesn't hit the same. It's nice knowing that you've made something by yourself, but if it's out of convenience, then ChatGPT will do it for you.
But if ChatGPT did it for you, and it wasn't right, you'd still be able to go in there and see what the AI built. Other people, they'd press the magic button for AI to do it for them. It wouldn't work, and then they wouldn't know how to go check it out.
Yeah, I mean that, and the thing is, like, it's just when you I don't know, it's very weird. just everything about ChatGPT coding. Like I don't really like it that much, but I'll use it out of convenience sometimes. So it's a bit odd.
Damn it, I had a good question. It's gone. Oh yeah, I
no.
had a really good question. You won't know this because it's not out yet. But the interview I did with Wonder
Yeah.
T-Man, we at one point he talks about how.
Wait, hang on, what do you mean? I'm editing it. I do know.
Oh, have you been watching it? You going through
Yeah,
it?
when I go through it to check for like errors or anything, I
You
go
know
through it,
how Wonder. Thank you. You know how Wonder. He's like. It's just kind of a coincidence that he's playing Echo. He's
yeah.
all about cinematics and videos. He doesn't really
Yeah.
care about the VR, but it's just like a nice.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens to be over here.
Yeah.
Are you the same, or are you still like, in love with VR?
No. I mean, in terms of Echo content, I think. Well, I mean, first of all, if base layer, I think Echo is such a like personal game. Everything personal in it, you know. If you were interviewing me in Roblox, you know, and you were recording your little Roblox guy, I'd just be like, okay, this is not clicking. But you know, it's just Echo's so personal. Everything about but when making content with it, I love making content with Echo, but I could leave it, you know. Echo isn't be all end all for content for me. I would want to go out, but in terms of not caring about Echo, like no, I love this game. Like I couldn't. The fact that I get to make content on it makes me really happy. But I do love this game, and a lot of it is the people in it, but it's also this game is just, it's the perfect blend. It is the perfect thing to ever happen to me. Like it's the best thing to happen to me is this game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. The combination of the game, but then also your interest, which seems to be kind of parallel and then intertwined. Your
Yeah.
interest in CGI and just making things. It's not even like even saying CGI limits it. Or talking about 3D artists.
I just
it's
love
way
making
more than
things. I just love making things, you know. I
that.
just
And what
love
did you call
adding.
it? The coder high? Is that what you called
Programmer's
it?
high. I don't know what other people
Programmer's high.
call it, but that's what I call it. It's programmer's high, coder's high, whatever. It's just that feeling you get, you know? Maybe you don't know. I don't know.
Well, no, I do know. I've experienced it in other ways as well. Like in my day job, I'm in software testing, and obviously it's not the same as
Well,
building
yeah, no,
things. But
you'll feel that then. You'll 100%.
yeah,
If you're in
100%.
software testing, you'll feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's relatable to any field. I feel anything where like you spend ages working on something, and then there's like the hit point.
Yeah,
like,
there's just the balance between, it's the contrast between the monotonous task and then the feeling of relief, knowing that it's over, but also what you've done, the progress that you've made. It's kind of the combination of that, and it all blends together to make just bump of dopamine. You know, it's great.
So I'm gonna move the subject on now.
Okay.
This game that we love, Echo,
Yeah.
is closing down. It was announced 5 months
Wait,
ago
what?
at the time of recording. We've got
Hang
about
on,
6
what?
days. 4 days. Where are we? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, 5 days.
5 days.
5 days and it's all
Dang.
gone.
Well, we still have the tutorial. It's not all gone. I'm gonna be sitting in the tutorial. I'm
Like,
gonna be beefing with that robot. Well, I mean, they're not deleting the game off of our headsets, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's going off the store if you
gonna-
have it locally.
It's just gonna say services unavailable, right? Dude, that is.
That's so sad.
Oh, that hurts.
Yasai, how are you feeling about the shutdown? Considering you've spent
Devastated.
years of your life involved with this
Actually,
game and this community.
Genuinely, like, devastated. When it was first announced, I was just kind of like, oh, like confusion, bit of anger, 7 stages of grief, you know? But now I'm just kind of like I've gone through phases. Like, I've cried over it, you know? Last VRML game I ever casted, last VRML game full stop.
Yeah.
In the normal ladder. In fact, did I do both? No, I didn't do both. No. Did I cast finals with you and Retep?
You did, yeah. You were
I did.
sidelines for finals.
Oh wow, that was a whole
We'll get to
thing.
that later as well. We'll talk about casting.
Yeah, dude, I wept after that. I was crying. That just upset me. And then our final game,
Dude.
I still have that recording on my headset right now.
Yeah.
Right under your signature. It's probably stored right there. Um, but yeah, no, dude, I cried. That was mad. I cried a lot actually. I probably cried the most this year I've ever done. Maybe no, probably last year. I don't know. But yeah, that was rough. And I just kind of it's just hitting me now, and it's not. I feel like my brain is just kind of suppressing the emotions, and once it's gone, I know I'm just gonna be like kind of punched in the gut, metaphorically. I'm just gonna feel sad, nothing but sadness and emptiness. That's just it, you know.
Casting.
Casting.
That's
great.
Was there like times where you were like, you know what, I want to try that? Or was it just kind of spur of the moment when me and Retep were trying to get casters in?
Yeah, so no, it wasn't even that. I'll tell you, so it was Duckman LAN 2020.
Yes.
Duckman LAN 2022.
Oh, 2022.
I was in the crowd. That was so. I want to talk about LANs a bit after, if that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you talk whatever you want. It's your episode.
So I saw Retep casting there, and I was like, dude, this is sick. And I think I talked to him about it a little bit, but casting never really interested me. I was just kind of the creator, not the creator, a creator. The creator.
We haven't spoke about that. Yeah, you were on the creative team for VR. Retep was telling me you made the intro.
Yes.
The official one. What?
Dude, the Team
How
Comet
did you not
logo
know
is
that?
in the intro. I've told you about this before. I told you about it before.
You told me this,
The
yeah.
Team Comet logo is in the intro of VRML.
Amazing.
Every single game ever played in VRML, Team Comet has been in it. Suck it. No. They said I could put it there because I made the intro, so I was like, thanks.
Nice.
Yeah, it's on popcorn if you're wondering. But yeah, it's very not this popcorn, but you know, little Android.
Oh, yeah, the one that flies past.
Yeah, yeah. It's on that.
How have I
Yeah.
never noticed this?
Because it's so small. It's so small.
I'm gonna go watch it.
I put it there on purpose to be a little small, but it's visible. But yeah, I that intro, that was when I was just sort of not that great at Blender. I could make that thing so fast now, like unbelievably fast now, and I made it in such an inefficient and strange way, like incredibly inefficient and weird. If I looked at the file right now, I'd be sick to the stomach, you know. But but yeah, that was that, you know. Creative team has been great, you know. Lols, Dan, Wonder, Sphinx. I think those are the main guys. But then there's some other people who I've talked with and stuff. But we formed a little group, Reverb.
Yes. Yeah.
And we made. Yeah, we were doing like finals stuff, and season 6 finals was the bomb.
Yeah.
Like there's no other way to put it. It was just so good.
Side note, tangent, Reverb, like, is there like set plans what you guys are working on, or is it sort of like, hey, let's stick together, let's make stuff after the game?
I think it's that. I think that's it. I think it's stick together, let's make stuff after the game. Nothing's really too set in stone right now, but we're just like we have common interests, you know. We're all aligned in the creation of just thing. They're more for stream. But I'm creation for anything. Like I'm down to make anything. I think they're more like making stuff for like sports, esports, that kind of stuff. I'm here for anything. And these guys are just really nice. I love them all. They're so great. But yeah, creation, that's just kind of creation. There's not too much to it for like, there's a lot to it for me, but like, it's more just like stuff I can't even get into. It's just nitty gritty stuff. There's a lot to it for me, but that's for the basis, that's just kind of it.
I forgot. That was a tangent, and we tangent off.
We were talking about Duckman LAN and
We
then
were, yeah.
creation, and I was on the creation team, and then I saw casters, and I never really piqued my interest. I was always just kind of like, I could maybe cast,
Yeah.
maybe not, maybe I could, I don't know. But then I never really like pursued it because I never
Yeah.
really.
Got it.
It just never like clicked with me. Like I just the idea of putting myself out there, because I was super self-conscious. I had like a lot of stuff going on, and it just made me so self-conscious. And
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, maybe I will not do that. But now I'm fine. Now I'm like pretty okay.
Do you feel, just on that note, do you feel like having the lands has helped massively with that?
Dude, um, I wouldn't even say it's the land. I think it's just the people I'm around just make me
Yeah.
feel happy, and
Yeah.
I feel confident in myself. So I just Team Comet, you know, it's just I can't there's no, I can't express enough how happy. Like I say, Echo was the best thing that happened to me, but within Echo, that's the best thing that happened to me. You know.
Yeah.
So I can't express enough how much, like I can't put it into words. You know, the gratitude. But oh, dude, I do. Getting into casting, it never really like piqued my interest, but coming into Duckman LAN 2023, things were kind of coming up closer. The days were just getting closer and closer, and I messaged him. I was like, dude, do you think I could do casting? I don't remember why the thought. I think it was just kind of like, time is running out. This is my last opportunity to do casting at a LAN. And I was like, do you think I could do this? He's like, yeah, just sign up on VRML for it, and they'll let you in. I'm like, sick. I'll do that now. And it took ages to get the thing sent through. But eventually I got onto VRML thing. I did a couple trials, and then I think me and Milky. Hi, Milky. Is Milky still here?
Milky should still be here, yeah.
Milky, where are you? Wherever you are. Probably there. We're there. We're there. Anyway, Milky signed up around the same time. I think they do it in waves.
Yeah.
So a bunch of us got in, and yeah, we just started doing casting and shit. It was just like, it was just kind of, it was really weird because it's nothing I've ever done before. But Retep was like, it's so easy. I think you were like, it's so easy as well.
It's
And
so easy. The thing that I tell everyone is the bar is so low. Like, it's ridiculous. You can be absolutely rubbish and you still get in.
yeah,
So literally don't even stress.
It 100%, like, it's easy as long as you can talk.
Yeah.
Like I do, like right now I've just been rambling for so much. But as long as you can talk like that, then you're in. Like you can just do it. Like, welcome to the club. Little secret handshake right there. Everyone in VRML knows that one. You know, we all have a secret handshake. Anyway, I wasn't meant to say that, was I?
No.
Have I just broken NDA?
The game's over.
Oh
Don't worry.
my gosh, I'm gonna have to cut that out. Anyway, sorry, that was a bad joke. I make terrible jokes and I just go on with them. Anyway, I was like, time is running out. I gotta get casting soon. So eventually, I actually started casting.
Yeah.
Wait,
Your first cast was at LAN?
at
Or
LAN.
was it before? Okay.
I think I did like a couple trials before LAN. I'm not too sure if I actually
But
did
your
a
first
cast.
proper cast was in front
Yeah.
of like 200 people
Yeah, it was at
in real
LAN,
life.
and oh my gosh, I think, I got up stage. I was kind of like in the flow. I was like, okay, I'm feeling good. Casson and Retep was beside me, I think, yeah, and I was like, he was just kind of guiding me, and he's so confident. So it's like I was just felt so small, and he was just there, but he was so like nice, and he was it was such
Yeah.
a weird thing, and he was just so confident, and I saw the whole setup, and it just kind of like, from an outsider, it just I can't really, I'm gonna go on a tangent if I do talk about it, but like it's a boring tangent, but it's just seeing everything there. It just made me feel like, wow, this is so big. Everything about this is just so big. just seeing all of the setup and everything, and I was like, okay, this is it. So I looked around, and I think Ori was in the crowd, and he had his phone, he was recording. It was so nice. And then I started casting, and I was like, I was actually like really starting to get in the flow. I slipped up a couple times, but I just kept in my head like, dude, this is fine. And I was trying to, the way casters, like, we slip in our puns there, like slipping into the puns. I was trying to think of those. Like, anytime Retep was talking, I was like, okay, next pun. What's it gonna be? Okay, the team's name is the Shovelers. Okay, hang on. Okay, they're shoveling their enemies' graves. And I would say it, and the delivery would be so off, and I would be like, shit. And I was just, do you do that? Do you like think of puns while the other person is?
No, but I remember you saying that, and that's your style of casting. You say funny things.
I like making people laugh. I'm not the best. Like I think 90% of the jokes I say flop, but that 10%, it's like I feel good about it, and I just disregard the other 90%, and it makes me a really annoying person, but it's great. So, anyway, speaking of annoying, some people did find me annoying because I remember, I think it was right after Holmesy did his cast. Holmesy,
Right.
Shout out to Holmesy, he's so nice.
He's
Dude, I
lovely.
love Holmesy. I barely talked to him, apart from that one night in the park, which we will forget. Dude, he was so nice, honestly. Here, so I can't keep repeating the same thing, but anyway, I was on after that, and on Retap, I think I asked him earlier, and I was like, yo, Retap, can I cast? And he's like, yeah, dude, I'll get you on. And I went up, and like Lockie and Woodsy were like, no, sorry, everyone's asking. We can't let everyone on to cast. I'm like, dude, honestly, no problem. I was a little bit gutted though, but it's not like, I mean, it was like really nice of them to let me even cast in the first place anyway.
Oh, you were asking to go again. You were asking to.
Yeah,
cast
I was
next
asking to
time.
go again.
Yeah, because once people realized, because
Yeah.
we were really encouraging it because we had
Yeah.
so many casts to do, but then everyone wanted to cast, and we were like,
Yeah,
okay,
and
we
honestly,
can't.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But so I was playing, I was playing Tetris with Haskell. Yeah. Anyway, dude, that Haskell was so nice. I played Tetris with
Yeah.
Haskell, and I was like, can I get a picture of Haskell? And she was like, yeah. I was like, do you want to play Tetris? And she's like, yeah, let's play Tetris. I can't really do her voice, but she's so nice. Haskell is like one of the
Yeah.
nicest people, and the fact that she flew all the way out just to meet up with me, like, so kind of her. Like, bad joke. Anyway, anyway, sorry. This is the thing I have, and this is gonna lead on to what I'm about to say, is that anytime I see a joke, I feel the urge to make it, even if it will just flop. Anytime I
Right.
see an opportunity for something, and I did, I got on, Retep snuck me on, like a real G. He snuck me on, he was like, let's do it. So it was 3-man cast, me, Woodsy, Retep, and I think...
Yeah, just side note, that is what Retip does all the time. He's like,
Dude.
so, 3-man cast?
Dude, Retep is so, like, he's so overconfident to the point where he can just do whatever the fuck he wants, and no one can say anything else.
Oh, you
Like,
haven't watched my intro for him yet. So no, have you?
I haven't watched.
I recorded an
that
intro,
yet.
and I basically said that in the intro for him.
Dude,
for his
he's so
episode.
confident he can just do whatever the fuck he wants,
Yeah.
and no one can say anything different because it's Retep fucking worm. Dude, I'm hyping him up like he's some like superstar. Actually, he kind of is. He's kind of like
He is a superstar.
He is. He's so nice. Actually, no,
He's
evil.
gonna love this
Anyway,
as well. He's gonna love watching this back.
Oh no, he's too full of himself to watch anything. Of like that's not him related,
Yeah.
He like has. Have you been to his house before? Because I've been. Every single picture, like there's just pictures of him all over
No.
the walls. His carpet is a picture of his face. His TV, one channel, Retep channel. Sorry, I'm being so mean to him. None of that's true. But anyway, yeah, so he snuck me on, and we started cast, and I was like, as I said about making jokes, that just like, I think I said, I think I was just like, because this was one of like the top matches. Like these were like the top teams, and they were playing, and like they missed a shot, and I was like, and they, by the way, these guys were like 15 points up, and I was like, too much style, but not enough skill. Meanwhile, this is coming from me. I'm on gold. These guys are master. And then Recep just looks at me like, huh? And I was talking to, I think it was Polar in like a scrim the other day, and they were like, I think it was Polar anyway. They were like, some people actually got like really mad at you for saying that. We're like, what the fuck? What the fuck, mate? What the fuck? And Holmesy told me after he thought that was really funny, right? And I was kind of like, I shouldn't have said that because it was just kind of like, I don't know, it was just like really rude. But like in my head, it's just like I can be rude to people sometimes, but like in my head, like it's like, oh, this is a joke. This is gonna like they'll get it as a joke, but then they don't get it as a joke because we're not on the same wavelength. And I'm like, fuck, that was a joke. I'm sorry. And I always have to do that because like I'm an idiot and I don't understand social. But anyway, I made that joke and some people got like really mad at that apparently. And I was like, okay. And
don't even know anything about this, so it can't have been that deep.
I think it was those same people that got pissed at me for being sidelines in finals. But okay. You know, instead of Lockie, they wanted Lockie instead of me. Can you believe that? Lockie instead of me. I've been casting for way longer than him, you know? Sorry. I'm not even like I'm just these jokes, they're not even landing in the slightest. They're not even hitting, like no one is. I'm sorry about this. I can't help myself. You know?
What were we talking about lands? Where were we going? I think we've done tangent of a tangent a couple times here.
Yeah, dude, that's a conversation with me.
We moved on from shutdown. We're talking about I was talking about casting. You shouted out Milky. We were talking about Retip.
Yeah.
Making you comfortable casting.
Dude, you know what this is like? This is like being high when you have like a million thoughts a second and you just can't you can't run back. You know what I mean? Like I record myself when I'm so that I'm like anyway.
How are you with 5 days left of the game? How are you feeling? With all of these memories as well of everything that Echo's done for you, everything that Team Comet has meant for you along the way.
I'm feeling rough about it, you know? Like there's so many things I feel like I will never get to do. You know, like I just like there's so many things I will just never get to do in Echo, and it's just kind of like it hits deep, but it's just at the same time it's like every fire clears a path, you know. So it's like,
isn't that your bio in Discord? Yeah,
it is because it's true. And that's happened to me like a couple times, but nothing as deep as this. And my main thing I'm upset about is that we won't have lands for Echo. I mean A2, I'm excited about that, but we won't have lands for it. Lands are just something for me. I just can't do like I honestly for me, like I don't really feel like I'm kind of like I'm not too great with my mental health, so I'm just kind of like I just kind of like get through the year, and I have sometimes where I'm feeling like good and I'm feeling great, but I can't. It's hard to put into words, but when I got to Southampton, and when I got to Bournemouth, those 5 or 6 days, my jaw and my mouth hurt because I couldn't stop smiling. Like I was so fucking like over the moon. Like I couldn't stop smiling. I was so hyped up and excited for those days, and I even thinking back to it, like I can't. The only time I can ever recreate that is if I do things like that. It's the contrast between having the sort of like murky days and then the spike up to something really great, and that just accentuates it, you know. I don't know. I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss. Obviously, there's gonna be other lands. I mean, I think Gob is doing something next year, or at least I hope. But it's just the people, you know. I just love.
Have you ever found the like community connection that you found in Echo, like particularly your Team Comet, the crew with VRML, the creative side there, and then casting as well? Have you found that outside of Echo before, or is this like the first time, like really feeling
Nothing.
connected, like finding your tribe?
I've never. I mean, I have my friends in school, and they're like great friends, and I love my friends. But in terms of like something like that, I've never
Yeah.
had that before. And it's like, I mean, I in that last night, I bawled my eyes out like on our Airbnb bed or sofa. Sorry, I was on the sofa because I gave up my bed to Retep. Because I'm such a good Samaritan. But yeah. Anyway, he comforted me and all. It was so like I was so like I'm pretty sure part of it was the alcohol, but oh man, that was so like I don't even want to. That was so rough. Like I was so like upset about having to go home. I didn't want to leave it behind. I'm even like just thinking about it. Like, I don't even want to. Just oh man, you know, I've never had anything like it where I've been so upset somewhere and going because it was that when we were all in the park.
Yeah.
We were all in the park and then everyone just started to leave and then we walked
Leave.
home and then I think you went off and then Max Munich I think it was. You went off and then it was me, RetepWorm, and we went into our flat and we were just talking about stuff and I just started to cry. Like
Yeah.
oh man, that was the most vulnerable I've ever been. Dang. Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that. It's when you realize it's ending. I'm like the weekend, like when it's hit its climax. You've had a great couple days, and then the group gets
Yeah.
smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I've never really had anything like that before, apart from I mean, I was crying when I was leaving Bournemouth, but
yeah,
my dad was there, so it wasn't that bad. But then leaving Southampton, I had to get I woke up in the morning, my neck was killing me because I fell asleep on the floor on top of something and my neck was numb and then I had to get an Uber and I was like in tears while getting an Uber and my Uber app didn't work and it was like a whole Murphy's Law situation and I just like I had to on the taxi I was just like nearly crying and on the plane.
Alexa, stop. That's my bedtime alarm. Go on, carry on.
And I don't know, it was just so rough. Like, I've never had anything like that before. And for me, like, even though I was like really sad, like, I'm happy that I was crying. I'm happy that I was sad because it means that those memories were just so special that I was so sad about letting go of it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna miss that. I don't know if it's gonna be the same next year. I hope it will be better. But for me, it's the people. It's the people. I love the people, but I feel like a lot of the people won't be there because the game is not there. And obviously, I mean, I'm like people I'm close with in Echo, you know. I'm actual like proper like friends now, but there's people who it's just nice to see, you know. It's nice to talk to them. People who like you've seen in game and scrims, it's nice to talk to them. Like I remember talking to Finity, and we had a
Yeah.
little talk, and I was just like, that was nice. That was really, really nice. That was so nice. Just having a talk with someone who I've barely ever talked to, but we can talk so freely because we just click without ever really talking before. And that's something that most people will never really be able to experience, I don't think. Yeah.
You missed it.
You saw me just kind of.
Yeah. I was waiting for it to come. That's my sad echo ending.
Oh, sad.
Place.
That's.
I've really enjoyed this. I'm really glad we made this happen. Like, we nearly didn't do this one.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of last minute, right?
Yeah, but like, I'm glad we've done it. There's a few things I wanted to say. So, first of all, your work ethic. I don't know how healthy that is. You're saying about burnout and just like working straight through it. There is something to that.
It's not the working straight through. It's the giving yourself the time to breathe. But once you feel like the slight inkling that you could do something, you gotta push at it, because you will lose all interest if you don't.
That is actually on point. It's both though. Yeah, as you say, like, take a moment to breathe. Like, you don't like completely kill yourself with it, but
Yeah.
yeah, you have to go back to it. If you leave it, if you abandon it, then you'll just lose all passion for it, and then you'll never go back. There, and it gets worse and worse. Like, the longer you leave it for, the more you just won't go back to it. That's good. And that work ethic, and I've seen your work. I've seen how quickly you turn things around, especially when you have that passion like ignited in you. You're in the Comet chats. You share your work in there, and it's like, hey, I just knocked this out the other night, and it's like a whole like product demo, just really flashy. You put all this time into it. No, that's what you do. You show previews, and then like you show a tiny bit, and then like an hour later you show like the rest of it just finished.
Yeah, I like to share my progress. It makes me, because I like on Retap. I love to share it with the Retaps because he's a film guy. So it's just it's nice to get critique from him, because he knows what he's talking about, you know.
Yeah. This is the other thing. I'm really happy that you found Team Comet and contributed to it and made it what it is today.
I'm happy you're in Team Comet.
Oh, cheers.
And now you're stuck here for life because it is stuck on the VRML page. You are stuck here. There's no escape.
Yeah, it was actually really nice to join Team Comet, because it's rare to find. This is what I was fighting for with Turbulence, with my team. I wanted to, because I was on a couple of teams before, they were just falling apart, and I was realizing it's not just like the 13-year-olds that can't manage a team properly. It's everyone. It's rare to find someone that's going to captain a team well and then recruit the right people that are going to stick around and have a good time.
Dude, I don't know how Retep does it. Retep is like, actually, like, he is genuinely like he's kept us all together, but it's so weird that like we're all just in a team, because I think at that point we're just friends. Like, I think if Team Comet disbanded, like, I don't think any of us would really play Echo. I think we are just friends who bond over Echo, but now we bond over things further, you know?
Yeah, you share the passion that Retep has. Obviously, Retep has his own interview.
He's on another level, you know?
Yeah, he loves this game. He loves the people in this game. And it's that combination that's driven him forward so much. Yeah, casting. That's the other thing I want to point out and like say to you, that it's amazing to see you find yourself and grow as a person. And I can see that you've come from like shy to then like speaking in front of all these people in Southampton and putting yourself out there. It's really cool to see.
Thanks. I don't know. I'm not good with compliments. I can't. I deflect them all the time, but I feel it's rude to deflect a compliment because people find them hard to give out sometimes.
This is the other thing as well. You're intelligent. You're very smart. And it comes out, especially in your work. You see it in your work, like the creative thinking that the creative problem solving you do when an issue comes up in editing or video work. We can tell you're switched on, and that combined with your work ethic, I can tell you're just going to have a very good career, whichever direction you go. And that's the other thing. And I try and say this to as many people as I can. You're doing the right thing in that at your age, you need to just try everything. And I think you're doing a very good job at that as well. And you're figuring out what you like.
Cocaine, meth, I need to try all of them. All of them, you know?
I thought you already did them.
Well, I mean, I'm recommending other people. I'm not. No, scratch that. I'm not. Guys, don't.
All right. Yasai, my bedtime alarm went off, so we're going to have to call it a night.
Yeah?
Yeah. Unless it's closing statements. Is there anything else that you want to add? Oh no, sorry, I've just missed out a big question.
I was thinking that now.
Okay, yeah, I'll do my closing question. So the first one is curiosity. What are you curious about looking forward? Like perhaps you have a prepared answer for this. If not, like what do you think about AI? What do you think about the next VR headsets coming out? Apple Vision, Quest 3, big screen.
Curious. I'm gonna go with curious. I mean, I think I've already shared my thoughts with you on like VR stuff, and for me, like, I can't really. It doesn't click as much. It's like seeing when like Apple puts another camera on their phone. It's like that's cool, nice, but it's nothing groundbreaking, you know. So I don't really see anything that cool. Most of it's software, like just software enhancements. But I am just curious about everything, you know. They're just like I kind of for a while I think most people are just kind of a slave to social media. And I know that's kind of like the thing, like, oh, guys, social media bad. Get off it. But, like, seriously, it is so... You should just delete everything off your phone. I mean, I keep Discord on my phone, but it's not because I'm not addicted to it. I can keep it on my phone. If you feel like you're addicted to something, get off it because it will make your mind change differently after talks, will make you just think more, and you will be more curious about so much. Like, I don't really go out much, but like I've been trying to get out more because when I said earlier, this is kind of like a bit more, I said earlier about environments making you feel something. I've been getting that more and more every time I just kind of go out somewhere, and I just kind of feel like that is what you should be aiming. You should be aiming to curious and find an answer to something. I don't know how it links, but in my head it links, and I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but I need to know. I need answers, and I need them now, and you're gonna get me them. Thanks, guys. Oh wait, sorry. I'm
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. I'm actually
running away with it. Descending to madness.
Okay, I'm good now. We can continue.
We got one more question. Chip or no chip?
Chip.
Oh. Why?
Because here's the thing, you know. I don't know the last time I said this, but YOLO. It feels weird to say. If I get this chip in my brain that fucks me up, then so be it. I'd rather die than not fit in with social norms. No, I'm kidding. But no, I feel like being hooked up to the internet is just so cool. I mean, if there's no way to turn it off, then no. But if there's a way to just kind of like keep it on when you need it.
If there's there's like a Game Boy slot, like a cartridge slot.
I love that.
If you don't like it, you just tap the button and it comes out.
Oh, wait, hang on. You stick it in, you gotta get the hairdryer to blow it out, you know, because you can't blow it out yourself, you know, it's dust it off. There we go. Oh. You know. But I feel like, here's the thing, is that, have you seen Everything Everywhere?
No.
Okay, there is a part in the movie where, actually, that's a spoiler. Dude,
okay.
Why am I doing that? Anyway, essentially, a main theme in the movie is that everything is screaming for your attention always. And I feel like if you had the chip in your brain, I mean, we know how like sneaky these like Facebook guys are, whoever it is, they're greedy, they want you to buy shit. So they're gonna sleek in thoughts into your head. If there's no way to turn it off, then I'm not getting it. If there's a way to turn it off, then I'm getting it.
Got it. Great answer. I'm glad that you came prepared as well. You answered that like you waited all season.
Dude, I watch the Top of the Pops, and I'm always like, people are like, no chip, and I'm like, you idiot! Get the chip! I'm kidding. Everyone has their own opinions on it. But yeah, no, I always watch them and I was like, Chip, any day. You know? Well, not any day. Any day that you can turn it off, I'll take it.
Yasai, is there anything else that you want to say on record? Any other shout outs you want to make? You already shouted out a few people. Holmesy, Retip, Ori, Summer.
Meji, River.
Meji, River.
Yeah, I mean, Team Comet. I mean, I there is a guy who like, dude, he's so sweet. Money Mitch, he's such a sweet guy.
Oh, stop it.
And no, Money Mitch 27. I'm not talking about you. You're like the.
Oh, sorry.
Like
I'm sorry,
I'm kidding. Okay. No, Money Mitch, you're the guy. Like I sort like you're like, I don't know what it is, but you have. I can't put it into like you're good at putting stuff into words. I'm not, but you're like the guy, right? You're like the echo guy. I can't. Do you know what I'm getting at?
No.
Okay. You're great. That's what I'm trying to say. Is
thank
that
you.
you're great. You're great. I can't. I'm gonna be sitting in bed that night. I'm just gonna be like, shit. I should have put it like that, but I'm not gonna. You're just the guy. You're just the guy, and you're sick as fuck, and you gotta keep doing your shit, and you gotta keep sending me the videos for me to edit, so it can be forever. Top the Pop 2960. I'll be there. I'll be 90 years old. Oh, I gotta put this clip here. ChatGPT, can you put this clip here? My fingers are nimble. It'll be like that, okay? I don't know what I'm talking. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry about this. I've been kind of bit off tonight.
Oh, okay. No, you've been absolutely fantastic. You're very good at talking, and that's why you're a natural caster. You're very good at just verbal diarrhea. Whatever's on your mind, it just comes out.
Verbal
It's
diarrhea.
something that, no, it's a good
That's
thing.
good.
It's a good thing.
I like
It's
it.
what
I like
Retip
that
does very
phrase.
well as well.
Waffle.
Yeah.
We call it waffle.
Yeah, waffle. Yeah,
Waffle.
You're great at waffling, but waffle sounds like negative. I'm saying
No,
it in a
no,
positive
waffle.
way where
I say waffle. It's either positive or negative. Like you can.
Okay.
Like if you're good at waffling, like you're good at waffling. You know, it can be good or it can be. Okay. Whatever way you phrase it.
Any other shout outs? Or we'll sign it off.
Well, I mean, just Team Comet. That's it. Team
Comet.
Comet. That's it. Team Comet.
You gonna
Everyone
get a
in Team
tattoo?
Comet. Am I gonna get a tattoo? I considered it.
Yeah.
I might get a little echo disc or something, or like
Yeah.
a comment, but tattoos never really appealed to me.
Maybe it was you that said that. I remember someone saying that they were gonna get a little.
I think it was me.
Echo disc.
I think it
Yeah, it
was
must have been
me.
you.
Tattoos never appealed to me, but if it would be one, it would be a comet or it'd be a little echo disc. And I get it like between my eyes in the most obvious spot, so I could never be hired for a job. Or I get a big sleeve that goes like Team Comet, and then on the other arm, because it doesn't fit. You know.
All right, let's end this now. Yasai, you're awesome. Thanks for coming
You
on.
too.